Is tonight the night for first place? We'll find out in just a bit. Stay tuned as the United Premier Soccer League presents the Tropics SC as they host Inter Orlando FC in a Florida Central West Division matchup here at Lake Myrtle Sports Complex. Greetings all, and thanks to you for choosing to spend a bit of your time with us as the Tropics look to officially and finally, if you will, move into first place in the UPSL Pro Premier Florida Central West Division. They come in tonight with a perfect record of 4-0, but because at least one team, Sporting Orlando, has played 3 more games than the Tropics currently sit in second place. Sporting Orlando with a 4-2-1 mark, good for 13 points atop the table. The Tropics right nipping at their heels, just a point back, and they are perfect in 4 games, 4-0-0, and perfect in just about every way. Not only have they won all 4 games, they have had clean sheets in all 4 of those wins. They have not allowed a goal yet this season. So Hugo Silva and the defense, which of course features Lucas Monolaris and Andrew Clare, among others back there. And we have some new guys in the lineup tonight that we'll talk about as well. But those guys are taking a lot of pride in their defensive work. And again, we'll be looking for the shutout. But first things first, as we get ready for kickoff, Ricardo Dieguez, of course, will do the honors as the Tropics look to improve to 5-0-0 in this 12-game regular season. This is the 4th of 5 straight home games. Nice to be back with a weekend date here at beautiful Lake Myrtle on another absolutely gorgeous evening for soccer. And if you can't get out here on a Friday, well, you get a Saturday night chance a week from tomorrow, May 4th. That will be the final of the 5-game homestand and the only Saturday night regularly scheduled game for the Tropics here at Lake Myrtle. So mark that on your calendars. And of course, we'll talk about more important dates to come as the Lakeland Tropics will be out here at the Lake Myrtle Sports Complex Stadium Field for their U.S. Open game, which we're all very excited about. We'll talk a lot more about that as the evening unwinds. But right now, it's Tropics SC as Victor Pereira will take a long ball and head it over to Garrettson Crane. Crane trying to create some opportunity. We'll lay it off to Pereiras now. Pereiras looks in front, and there's Dieguez making a run, and he just missed. Tropics trying to get on the board in the first minute here. That has been a pretty typical script for them in the opening part of the season here. They scored in the 5th minute of their first, second, and third games of the season. It took them until the 14th minute here on Tuesday night in that big win, and that was over Sporting Orlando. So that really kind of set the table for tonight and the opportunity for the Tropics to perhaps take first place all alone in the West Central Division. It was a good look across the field to Pereiras, who laid it off for Garrettson Crane, and back to Pereiras looking for his buddy Ricardo Dieguez in front. Ricardo leads the Tropics in goals this year. That is no surprise, with 6 rather. Might be 8 after the all is said and done tonight, but 6 coming in tonight, and a bevy of Tropics with 2 goals each. Victor Pereiras, one of those. Melvin Boateng, Kesuke Ohada, Corey Mills, Xavier Silva, all with 2 goals as Pereiras looks to create some opportunity in front, but taken out of there for the time being by Inter Orlando. All 5 of those players with 2 goals each on the season. A couple of them not in the starting lineup tonight as Coach Lucas Teixeira wants to give some of his bench players a little more regular time tonight. Had them all constant, one of those. Eduardo Cruz, the other. Cruz is wearing number 5 tonight. Constant wearing number 19. Played at St. Leo University. Several of the Tropics SC players played collegiately at St. Leo's. Boateng was one as Pereiras again makes a run down the left wing. Crane trying to catch up on the overlap. Pereira's tried to feed it through to Garrettson, but a good defensive play by Inter Orlando FC. Trying to counter here. Chances will likely be far and few between for Orlando here tonight. They have been fairly sparse for most of the Tropics opposition this year. They opened up in Disney against the Institute FC with a 2-0 win. Diegues and Boateng got goals in that one, and it's been all Tropics all the time since. 5-0 over Clay County, 6-0, and the 3-0 win, as we said, against Sporting Orlando. So Crane tried to lead Corey Mills there and couldn't quite find him. Pressure and a takeaway by Crane now to Pereiras, and then taken back by Cluvy. In Orlando here with possession. Rivera trying to find some space on the far sideline. It'll be a throw in for Orlando here. One of the target forwards there is big number 9 for Orlando, Austin Massey. Got some good size. Of course, the Tropics have size on defense to equal just about anything any opponent would throw at them in terms of physicality. Andrew Clare and Lucas Monaleris, both towering defenders. Another throw in here for Orlando. Looks like Rivera will once again toss it out onto the pitch. Just underway, 5 minutes in, no score. Ricardo Diegues missed a great opportunity on a redirect from right in front of Tyler Pletcher in the first minute, but not the only legitimate scoring chance here so far. More of those to come, though, I can assure you tonight, especially for the guys in white, the Tropics with their white kits on tonight. Ball in front to Diegues, but that never got through. Cluvy with the defensive play. Now here's Milian with the ball into the box. It's over to Pereiras. Pereiras one-on-one. Pereiras with a chance in front, and again Diegues just misses. Here's Milian trying to set it up in front, and he couldn't get it. That's twice now Diegues has just missed tap-ins in front. Won't be too many more of those chances before the scoreboard will start clicking. Milian with it. Has it taken away, and that is Julian Cali, number 5, that had it briefly. And Monaleris sends it over the sideline. Throw in here for Orlando. Orlando comes in with just 1 win in 5 starts. They're 1-0-4. Although they have played some of the better teams in the Central West and Central East divisions, pretty tough. So the 1-4 record could be a tad misleading. They have played some of the top teams, especially in the Central East Pro Premier Division, and have played them tough. They did suffer their worst defeat against Sporting Orlando, 5-1, a couple of weeks back. That was the team that the Tropics took care of here Tuesday night. Machado with it on the far side loses it. Gets it back to Monaleris now. Middle of the field to Corey Mills. Had a pretty goal, an easy goal here Tuesday night. Xavier Silva doing all the work, and Corey had the easy far post tap in, but it was probably the nicest assist of the season. Here's a run now through the box, and Diegues will pick up the rebound and a goal! Oh, it was Constant who had the break. An initial save was made by Pletcher, but then Diegues got the rebound, and he is shaken up. Certainly don't want to see anything like that happen here tonight. It was a little bit of an awkward reach back with his left foot to pick up the rebound, and he's going to be up, and that's certainly good news because Dieguez just knocked in his 7th of the season here in the 8th minute. And he will hopefully be no worse the wear here. He seems to be moving fairly well. A little bit shaken up. He may not see a lot of time here tonight. Ricardo, one of the players that we will see out here on May 7th in the U.S. Open Cup game for the Lakeland Tropics. And that bears a little bit of explanation because fans are still getting used to having 2 outdoor teams now for the Tropics SC playing here tonight, and the Lakeland Tropics, who still call USL League 2 their home. They will start officially their 3rd season on May 11th. Here's an intercept by Mills now. Mills gets it through to Ricardo. Ricardo in front, and the shot, that one goes well wide. I think it was blocked, but Ricardo was moving well there, so that is certainly good news for Tropics fans. Anytime you see your all-time leading scorer on the turf shaken up, your heart skips a beat or two. But Ricardo looks like he is all right. As I said, wouldn't be surprised he maybe plays a half tonight, if that. We'll see if the scoreline might dictate even an earlier departure for some of the stars of the Tropics who will want to be as fresh as possible and injury-free for that Open Cup game. Here's a ball into the box, but Fletcher will come out and take that away. So just by way of explanation, this is the first season for the Tropics SC in the United Premier Soccer League. And most of the Florida Tropic Major Arena Soccer League professional indoor players play here now with the Tropics SC. Of course, Ricardo Dieguez and Victor Pereras, the 2 leading point getters on the Florida Tropics this past season. Lucas Monolaris back on defense, Hugo Silva in goal, all stalwarts for the Florida Tropics of the MASL, which has their conference final playoffs coming up this Sunday. So if you're jonesing for still a little bit of indoor action, you'll have a couple of dandies doubleheader Sunday in the MASL this weekend. The Baltimore Blast will travel to Milwaukee to take on the Wave in the Eastern Conference Championship game. And out west, it'll be Monterey visiting Landon Donovan and the San Diego Sockers. If you want to catch those games, they'll be broadcast live online. You can head to maslsoccer.com on how to find those games. Tom Wynn up in Milwaukee, along with Art Kramer, will have a great call, I'm sure, as will Craig Elstein, the voice of the Sockers, out in San Diego. Looking forward to watching and following those 2 games this weekend. 3 o'clock Eastern time is the kickoff for the game with Milwaukee against Baltimore. And then the San Diego-Monterey matchup will be an 8 o'clock start Eastern. So you'll get a pretty good appetizer with the Blast and the Wave, and then have a chance to have Sunday dinner with the family, and then get back in front of the computer or tablet or TV to finish off with the main course of the San Diego Sockers and Monterey Flash bidding for the right to advance to the Ron Newman Cup Finals. So I know a lot of Tropics fans will be anxious and interested, especially to see how the Eastern Conference turns out. Of course, the Florida Tropics played the Milwaukee Wave 4 times this year, did not beat them, but gave the Wave one of their best scares of the year, a 10-9 loss here at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland a few months back. Of course, Florida Tropics fans know the injury history that team had this past season. Saw Guilherme out here earlier tonight. He is still not dressed. When fully healthy, he will be back in the Tropics SC lineup. Still perhaps a couple of weeks away, but he was moving and running pretty well tonight. So he continues to progress from a second major injury. Missed a a good portion of the indoor season. He was the team's leading scorer when he went down. Little ball chested back by Machado to Hugo Silva. Of course, Guilherme was such a great story this year in the indoor game. And he will add another level of excellence and offense here to this Tropics SC lineup, which is now outscored its opposition so far this year 17-0. 1-0 here tonight on the goal by Diegues, his seventh. Crane will bring it up the near sideline here. This is Monolaris on the far side. Looks ahead for Machado trying to make a run. Machado won't quite get there. Yeah, he will. Gets it in front of Diegues, leaves it for Millen. Millen with a shot. Goal! And there's a goal celebration we haven't seen because that's Pascal's first of the season. Comes at the 15th minute. And a couple of backflips to celebrate as Millen is able to slot it far post, and the Tropics have a 2-0 lead. It's actually kind of nice. You figured that Ricardo would certainly be the team's leading scorer, and he is with 7, but you look at all the balance behind him. You mentioned the 5 guys that all have 2 goals apiece already this season. Now Millen breaks onto the score sheet, and that is that's healthy when you have a lot of guys out there you have to try and respect. There's a chip towards Silva by Austin Macy. Easy play for Hugo. That is Eduardo Cruz in the green spikes. Has the ball now, making his first start for the Tropics this evening. Always like it when they have the colorful shoes because it makes it easier for me to know who they are. So it's Eduardo Green Shoes Cruz. Long ball for Pereira, but that's going to go out of play. Very windy here tonight. It's a cross breeze, so it will affect balls if they're throw-ins or kick-ins or corner kicks from the near side of the field. They're going to get a lot of help from the wind, and if they're throw-ins or corner kicks from the far side of the field, they're going to fall a little short. So players, it's enough of a breeze that the players, I think, will have to be aware of that and conscious of that and compensate for that here tonight. But really another beautiful evening. Cruz with it. Play it deep on the left corner to Pereiras now. Pereiras to Mills. Mills back to Cruz. Cruz to Diegues. Diegues with a little turn tried to get it to Mills in front. Broken up by the Orlando defense there. Claire kept it into the Orlando end of the field. Here's Millen again. Little chip ball to Diegues. Diegues in front, and he couldn't quite catch up to it as Pletcher did a good job coming off his line and snatching it away from Ricardo there. Etienne plays it forward, but right to the foot of Lucas Monolaris. Not all that surprisingly, it's been all Tropics here in the first 18 minutes. We're in the 18th minute now. Diegues his 8th and Millen his first. Pereiras again in deep on the left side. They're going to call Victor on the offside ball there. Somewhat to Victor's disbelief, I think. Fans, our thanks to the Florida Brewery, a local family-owned business who started brewing in 1973. Florida Brewery invites you to stop by their one-of-a-kind location on Gandy Road here in Auburndale. That's right in the shadows of the Auburndale High School football stadium across the railroad tracks, with different events every Friday and Saturday night in their brand new beer garden. For more information, log on to floridabrewery.com. It's not real loud, yeah. Interested in moving your business to downtown Winter Haven? Downtown is the heartbeat of Winter Haven and the place your business needs to be. For more information regarding the best business space in Winter Haven, check out our website, 16llc.com. Garrettson Crane with it, and he will play it back to Lucas Monolaris. Machado with it now. Constant over there where Kesuke Ohata normally would play, getting his first start of the season. Pereiras tries to lead either Diegues or Emilian, but Orlando had that one sniffed out pretty well. Chance for a counter here for Orlando, but that's broken up as David Pastrana was unable to keep the ball pushed forward. Don't forget, more Tropics SC soccer here next Saturday night. That is May 4th. That may be a change from one of the schedules you might have had earlier. That game was originally scheduled here in Auburndale on Friday night, May 3rd, been moved to a Saturday night start, which will be nice for a lot of fans to enjoy a weekend date here at Lake Myrtle. Great place to come out and do a little tailgating before the game. You can spread your blanket out on the berm here next to behind the north goal and enjoy a lovely evening, maybe a couple of refreshments or two and some great Tropics soccer. That'll be next Saturday night against the Greater Orlando Soccer Academy. Cleared in front and knocked out of there by Lucas Monolaris. And Monolaris will make the defensive play there again, and he may have hurt himself on the poke, but they will play on as Milian gets it to Machado. Reverses field over to Victor Pereiras. This is, in some ways, the kind of game that you're just want to make sure you get out as healthy as you can. Have a full week off before the next game, and then some of these players will be back out here for, I think it's fair to say, arguably the largest soccer moment in Polk County history, as the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup comes to town. So please mark your calendars and plan to join us for that one. Here's a chance for the Tropics again. This is Mills with it. Mills with it. Good save in front. Still loose out there. Diegues trying to track it down, and tons of credit right there to Tyler Pletcher for stoning Corey Mills, looking for his third of the season. Intercept by Crane, and Mills will backheel it right back to Garrettson, and in the middle to Ricardo. Through ball to Crane. Crane walking right in here on goal, gets it in front. There's a shot, goal. Nice, unselfish play by Garrettson Crane. And I think that may have been Constant who got the goal, his first of the year. And the Tropics take a 3-0 lead.
I was like, hey, coach. I was in the back of the
Very
truck.
nice tic-tac-toe passing play by the Tropics. Crane easily could have taken the shot and probably scored it himself, but he unselfishly played it to the back post, and the redirect goal makes it 3-0. So Constant gets his first. Steal by Pereiras, and Mills will come in with another chance again in front, and then again a shot hits the post. Villegas just misses his second. Tropics running at will here in the offensive third of Inter Orlando. Thanks to another one of our Tropics SC sponsors this season, Whitehead Construction. Everett Whitehead and Son Incorporated personally sees to it that your job is done to your satisfaction. That's not merely a promise, but a guarantee to every customer of Everett Whitehead and Son Incorporated. Everett Whitehead and Son is the first name in design and construction, from the customer's initial concept to the finished building. For more information about us, log on to whiteheadconstruction.com. Devoted Health is easy, affordable, and a lot more caring, as they believe that is the health care you deserve. They are the presenting sponsor of Tropics SC Soccer this year. To find your best plan, go to devoted.com. Mills with it in the middle of the field. Millien tries to push forward. He had the turf monster grab him. Orlando trying to make a push forward here. Bolai had it briefly on the far side, but taken away. Crane will get some pressure in there from Etienne, but gets it ahead to Pereiras. Had Millien trying to make a run, but fed the Haitian just a little bit too far. Pascal Millien, known certainly to local soccer fans here in Auburndale. Star of the Auburndale Bloodhounds high school team back in 2005, the Bloodhounds' first state championship. He was born in Haiti, but came to the greater Lakeland area as a teenager and ended up playing 3 seasons of high school soccer in Auburndale. Had 114 goals in those 3 years. And really that is the group that set the table for Auburndale becoming a perennial power in soccer throughout the state of Florida. They just won the boys state championship in their class this year as well, their third, since starting that success with Millien's group in 2005. Constant, also born in Haiti, Port-au-Prince. As we mentioned, played his college soccer at St. Leo's. Long ball into the box here, and ooh, that sounded like a kind of unhealthy contact, and the whistle and the foul. Could hear that one all the way over here. Southern Homes invites you to see their many new beautiful homes across Polk County. And with any purchase this month of a move-in ready home, you'll receive a new refrigerator and 2 garage remotes. Southern Homes is a neighbor you can trust for all their new home information and more. Check them out online at mysouthernhome.com. Looking to stay right here in Lakeland? Then Eco Suites Hotel in Lakeland, the official hotel of the Tropics, is for you. It's conveniently located off I-4, exit 33. The newly renovated hotel with the best amenities around is affordable and classy. Lakeland's best value offering for both nightly and weekly rates. Call 863-904-2050. Or easier still, book online at www.ecosuites.com. That's www.ecosuites.com. Tropics with another couple of good opportunities here to continue to increase what is already a 3-0 lead. Here's Mills with it. Crane will reset the offense all the way back to Montoleris here. Cruz with it. Now Mien will look to find Leonardo Machado down the right side. Can Leonardo catch up? He does, just in time in front. No, did it go over the end line? Apparently it did. Just a half step too late getting there was Machado. That is the brother of Fernando Machado, who really was starting to come into his own in the indoor season with the Florida Tropics, and then suffered a knee injury and was out for the remainder of the indoor season. Was all set to come back. Had been training for a couple of weeks with the Tropics SC, and was fully expecting to be a part of this lineup early on. And lo and behold, literally like at the last minute of one of the last practices before he was full to go, re-injured the same exact knee with, practically speaking, the same exact injury. So he's back on the IL. Saw him here tonight. Still got the leg brace on, but moving well, and not much you can do in that case. Just kind of put your head down, grit your teeth, and go through the rehab all over again. And knowing Fernando, that's exactly what he's doing. So he and Guilherme still to come, if you will, on the Tropics SC roster. 12-game regular season running through early to mid-June, depending on the team. But by middle of June, everything is pretty well wrapped up for the spring season, regular season. And then, of course, we'll be starting to talk postseason as we get closer to that date. Should the Tropics SC advance, and it's still somewhat early in the season, but it looks like that is a pretty strong possibility. They would be the first ever Tropics team to qualify for the postseason. The Lakeland Tropics have come very close, in fact, tied for second in the USL League Two Southeastern Division last year with the Villages SC, but the Villages held the tiebreaker, so the Lakeland Tropics just missing out. They finished third in the division in their inaugural season, and the top two teams, of course, went to the playoffs. So still looking for that elusive first postseason berth. And speaking of the Villages, it will be the Buffalo here on May 7th. That is the Lakeland Tropics USL League Two foe and U.S. Open Cup opponent to boot. So besides just having the excitement and honor of playing in the U.S. Open Cup, you'll get to do it against a rival here on May 7th. So I'm not sure if fully completed the painting the picture of the Tropics, why they have two outdoor teams and what the long-term plan is. The ultimate goal is to bring a fully professional USL League One franchise here to Lakeland. The USL League One just starting its first ever season this year. Orlando City B will have a team in League One, so an immediate local rival. But that's the goal, is to, as they serve it in front, Diegas not enough room to operate, then challenged and fouled. I think that was Jonathan Rivera with the close marking. So dangerous restart spot here for the Tropics. So the goal is really to have two outdoor teams in the summer to develop a pool of talent that would be merged to ultimately become the USL League One Tropics. That's not going to happen probably for a couple of years. So the organization, the club, wanted to give as many outdoor players an opportunity as possible to develop that pool and create a roster from those teams that would represent Lakeland in League One, and redirect and a goal in front. And that's Ricardo's second of the night. Victor Pereira finds him in the 33rd minute. Ricardo now has 8 on the season.
Can we go home yet?
And in the 33rd minute, it's 4-0, Tropics SC winning. rather handily here tonight. Tropics' fourth goal scored by number 9, Ricardo Diegues, his 8th of the season. Assist to number 10, Victor Pereiras. Diegues from Pereiras in the 33rd minute.
Does this thing go up when you stand into it? Probably. No,
Told the story a number of times, but Victor and Ricardo now playing together in their 8th season, going all the way back to their collegiate days in Texas. And then started their professional careers together in the Major Arena Soccer League. Before they came to the Florida Tropics, they both were suited up for the Brownsville Barracudas, who are today the RGV Barracudas. Through ball to Cruz in front, and it's still loose in there and knocked out of there on the good defensive play by Orlando. Doing what they can in front to deny chances. Here's Monolaris on the step up. Tried to get it to Ricardo, whistle and a foul. Monolaris is a defender not afraid to let it fly from distance if the opportunity presents itself. It'll likely be Victor here on the restart, as we just saw on Diegues' second of the night. Orlando will go with a 3-man wall here, and Pereiras will play it back to Machado.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll embrace the bubbles.
Diegues with a little give and go. Diegues still with it, tried to get the shot away, knocked the near sideline here. Orlando will try and move it upfield, and ATN is followed by Garrettson Crane. Foley Immigration Law can handle any immigration needs for you, your family, or your friends. They have the experience and are all about passion in the community. Go to FoleyCommunityImmigrationLaw.com to find out more. Coyle Chiropractic is located on Bartow Road in Lakeland. Dr. Mike Coyle is your local spine health specialist. Go to CoyleChiro.net and see their full list of services, read testimonials, and much more. So start your road to total pain relief by logging on to CoyleChiro.net. Andrew Clare will take a look and decide the best play is just to get it to Eduardo Cruz to start this Tropics attack. Pereiras gets it right back to Cruz. 37th minute now, 4-0 Tropics. Ricardo Diegues with 2 here so far, Pereiras with 1, and Constant with 1. Here's Crane again, feed in front. There's a shot and a goal. And Ricardo's got his 3rd of the game. Another assist by Crane. And Ricardo Diegues has his 9th.
Is that his 4th?
3rd. Yeah. Yeah. Diegues had 3, and who had the other one? Millen had 1. Pascal, yeah. 5th Tropics goal, his 3rd of the game, scored by number 9, Ricardo Diegues. Assist to number 6, Garrettson Crane. Diegues from Crane in the 37th minute.
5-0 or 6?
Huh? 5-0, yeah.
How do I get it?
Oh, I think you just, there's either a +1 or you can just hit enter home score 5.
What do you actually?
Oh, we've got 6 up there, yeah, it's only 5.
Is it going to go back to 0 if I do this? What do I do? How do I get rid of this?
Don't take it.
What do I do? What do I press? Set. Where's that? Let's see. Set.
I think it's.
Set home functions.
No.
Set digital. What do I do?
I don't know.
Yes, set home functions.
No.
Subtraction. Guest glue. Set home functions.
Breaking the action here with the Tropics SC leading at 5-0. The scoring chances came early and often, and the Tropics have started to convert them with some regularity here now. Diegas with 3. Can't imagine he'll play more than a half. Ojeda into the game now for the Tropics, number 23 here on the near sideline.
I think I hit set home functions.
Here's a chance for Orlando in the box, and Silva may have to come out and cover up, and he does, as Macy tried to find an opportunity right near the top of the box, but couldn't create quite enough space for himself.
I thought about saying that.
Ojeda could not catch up with that pass.
Really? Oh, well, I'm sure we'll probably go.
Nguyen with it. Over to Montoleros now. Lucas plays it on the far side of the field for Machado. Player now will push forward. Ojeda. Tropics will be more than happy just to run a little clock here. So we've got a little less than 5 minutes to go until whatever stoppage time may be added. Don't think it would be a ton. Machado looks for room, pushes forward, has a couple of defenders on him, gets by. Nice job by Leonardo Machado to keep that play alive, but it finally does lose it. But taken right back by the Tropics. Ojeda tried to make sure he stayed on side. Chip in front is headed away and out of play. It'll be a corner kick coming up here for the Tropics. It's Nate Hodges making that defensive play. He's had a couple of good ones here in the first 45 minutes tonight. Looks like Milien will do the honors. It's Victor Pereira, who was subbed out for by Ojeda, so Victor's night is done. Assuming it's just rest and not any kind of an injury situation, as Milien drives it to the far post. Header, and good save by Pletcher there. I think it was Lucas Montoleros coming up from his defensive spot to tower over the defense and create that opportunity, but Pletcher had it covered far post. Good job by Tyler Pletcher. So Milien will try it again, this time from the opposite corner and into the breeze. So this one will likely be a little bit shorter. And it is. Tropics will pull it out though, keep possession. It's Andrew Clare up there on the corner with his height. Here's Cruz now with it. Gets it over to Mills. Mills Gets it in front to Diegas and back outside now. Cross into the box by Crane is knocked over the sideline. It'll be a throw in here for the Tropics. A couple of minutes left in regulation time. Knocked out of there right again by Orlando, so the Tropics with another throw in. First time all season that the Tropics have had a 3-goal game by a player. Not surprisingly, it's Ricardo Diegas. And who knows, still probably time to get a fourth if it breaks his way. Cruz with it. Crane. Back to Cruz and over to Millian, who has many appearances with a Haitian national men's soccer team. I think it's around 28 caps. Might be 30. I'll have to double check that, but longtime stalwart of that nation's men's soccer program. Cruz pushes forward and gives it up for Mills, and Tropics will maybe try and create one more scoring push here as we're into the 45th minute. There with it, ahead to Crane now on the left wing. Millian being watched by Etienne, gets by him, but then a steal by Orlando. Macy had it briefly, but now it's Millian, and he loses it. And Orlando trying to make one push forward here. Macy again. Crane came back to help. Long ball intended for Bolhai, but too far for him. So we reach the 45th minute here. And we will not have any stoppage time as they will call the action to a close exactly at the 45-minute mark of the first half. So a big start for the Tropics here tonight. Ricardo Diegas with 3, Pascal Mien with his first of the season, as Herman Constant also gets his first. And for Ricardo, that's goals number 7, 8, and 9 in now the Tropics' just 5th game of the season. Would not be surprised his night will come to a close, but a very successful evening for Ricardo. So we'll step aside for halftime, allow everyone to take a break, maybe get a refreshment or two, and then we'll be back in just a few minutes with the second half action. It's the Tropics 5, Orlando nothing. More UPSL soccer to come in just a bit. to welcome you aboard Lake Myrtle Sports Complex here in Auburndale, Florida. Under the lights now on a perfectly delightful evening, and if you're a Tropics SC fan, it's been particularly delightful as Melvin Boateng comes in, makes a pretty move, leaves it off in front. There's a great save by Fletcher, best of the night. Ojeda with a shot, and Fletcher again with a good save. So the Tropics come out of the chute here firing early and often. Not a surprise as Melvin Boateng is in the ball game. Boateng has 2 goals, but give Tyler Fletcher a lot of credit for a couple of very, very nice saves here early on. Corner kick coming up for the Tropics. We'll try and catch some of the subs for you as we go along. We know Melvin Boateng is in, obviously. Here's the ball into the box, and Fletcher will come out of there with it, and took a little bit of a knock from Melvin there. So the score will remain 5-0 as Boateng again makes his presence felt with the header at midfield. Ricardo Diegues with 3 goals in the first half. He is done for the night, as we expected. We'll pick up some of the subs for you as we go along. Ojeda came into the game fairly late into the first half, and of course he remains in. Maybe Xavier Silva is out there now. Yep. There's another chance into the box. Loose in there. Fletcher comes out and makes again a nice cover-up. As Xavier Silva was among those in there creating some traffic. Injury here for the Tropics, and we'll see if, I think it's Ojeda. Yeah, it was Kesuke Ojeda who has 2 goals on the season, shaken up, but he's all right. He did not start as well. Of course, Victor Pereira's going to watch the rest of this one from the sidelines. Machado will get the throw in here. Nick Mesh, I believe, into the game as well here for the Tropics. And he is right defensive back spot. We'll watch it go by all the way back to, is that George? Nope, that's Hugo still in goal for the Tropics, Hugo Silva. Not be surprised to see George Navarrete make an appearance, as he did in the win here against Clay County a couple of weeks ago. Tropics still have not allowed a goal yet this season in now 4.5 games of soccer. Offsides flag is up against the Tropics. Haven't done much wrong tonight, but I guess that is one demerit for them at least. Hermon Constant and Pascal Millien, the other goal scorers here tonight for the Tropics, each getting their first of the season. We may had a offsides again against Ojeda. He doesn't necessarily agree. Foul there, I think that was Millien. Maybe Boateng is a little bit too much of the Orlando players there. Looked like he might have hurt his arm a little bit. Constant on the intercept. Constant tries to push forward 1 against 3. Good defensive pressure by Orlando there, and now a counter chance for the visitors. One of their best chances of the night, and that is shot well wide on the short post. Mars Bolai. And I apologize if I'm not getting his name 100% correct. I did not check with him before the first kickoff. He spells his first name Marzuwq. So that's why we're calling him Mars, because I surely have no idea how to pronounce his full first name. And again, my apologies to him. See if Ojeda can catch up with this one. He does, and he's on sides. No, he's off sides again. Ojeda's like, how can that be? Silva taken down and whistling the foul against Nate Hodges. Fairly fortuitous foul, actually, because otherwise the Tropics would have had a serious numbers up chance in front of Tyler Pletcher, who's already made 3 or 4 very good saves here in the first 7.5 minutes of the second half. All Tropics here tonight, 5-0. If you didn't make it out tonight but would like to see the Tropics SC in action, your next chance a week from tomorrow. The only Saturday night home schedule on the Tropics SC slate, May 4th, against GOSA, Greater Orlando Soccer Academy. All of the Lakeland Tropics home games except one, I believe, will be Saturday night specials once again at Bryant Stadium, starting on May 11th with a visit by Daytona SC, one of the new USL League teams this year. Several cities in Florida joining the soccer fun this year. Treasure Coast has a team. Sarasota with a new team. Daytona. So it'll be a fun year out at Bryant Stadium as well. Mesh in a collision there with Bole. But eventually it'll work its way back to Hugo Silva. Mesh played his high school soccer at not too far away McKeel Academy in Lakeland. I believe he was the county player of the year one year. Here's Ojeda again, and again he's offside. It's about 3 or 4 consecutive balls to Ojeda down the left wing, and every one has been offsides. If you're not at a Tropics game this week or over the next few weeks or months, then visit centralflorida.org. They can tell you what is going on where and when. They are your most up-to-date and informative source of what to do right here in Central Florida any day of the week and any week of the year. Go to visit centralflorida.org. Fans, the presenting sponsor of Tropics SC Soccer in 2019 here at Lake Myrtle Sports Complex is Devoted Health. Devoted Health is easy, affordable, and a lot more caring, as they believe that is the health care you deserve. To find your best plan, go to devoted.com. Tropics, let's see if they can stay on side here. They do. Here's Silva with it in the box in front. Redirect by Constant, and a great save again by Pletcher. His best of the night, and he's had a couple best of the nights here in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Constant robbed as he tried to join a whole host of teammates that have each scored twice this year. And if it weren't for the great play of Tyler Pletcher, it would be 7 or 8 to nothing already. Lien will get things going on the corner kick here, serves it into the box, and it's headed out of there. It'll be off a Tropics SC player up there. It might have been Monolaris on the far post that got a piece of it. Either way, it'll be a goal kick here for Pletcher. We move into the 57th minute. Tropics SC 5 and Inter Orlando Academy 0. Take a look at the upcoming schedule here for the Tropics SC. As we mentioned, this is a lengthy homestand. And the 4th of 5 straight here at Lake Myrtle. The last of which comes up on May 4th, as we said, against GOSA, the Greater Orlando Soccer Academy, and then back on the road for just the second time this season. The Tropics playing 8 of their 12 regular season games actually right here at Lake Myrtle. But they will hit the road on Sunday, May 12th, and that will be their lengthiest road trip of the year. That is up in Jacksonville to take on the Jacksonville Armada FC. The under 23 side, I believe it will be, for the Jacksonville Armada pro team. And then Friday back here, the 17th of May, in what could be really the best home game, at least on paper, of the year, as Leg AZ Soccer International comes to town. And they are, I also believe, undefeated on the season. They play in the Pro Premier Florida Central East division. So that is a game that you will want to make sure you give yourself a chance to come see. Yep, the Leg AZ International is 4-0, but they've only scored 6 goals in those 4 games, so they've won a lot of close games. GOSA, team here next week, is actually second in the Florida Central East Division, although with a mark of 2 wins, 1 loss, and 3 draws. And the Tropics on the road May 26th over in Oldsmar against Hurricane FC, before finishing up with 2 more at home, May 29th and June 5th against OFC Barca and Inter United Academy respectively, as Milien looks to create a chance, tried to get it through to Silva, but he was not making a run. And then the final game of the regular season at Boone High School up in Orlando against Sports Paradise Soccer Academy. That is on June the 8th. So that's the final regular season home game of the 2019 spring schedule, as the Tropics hope that will not be their last game of the season. They're hopeful of a playoff berth, of course. But first things first, we'll get through tonight and then worry about the rest of the schedule as we get there. The halfway point of the season will come next Saturday. That'll be game 6 of the 12-game schedule. And of course, no more important date on the soccer schedule in about 10 or 11 days than May 7th. The U.S. Open Cup right here at Lake Myrtle on this field. Game will be broadcast by ESPN Plus live from coast to coast and around the globe. Millen tries a little chip into the box, and Fletcher again has that one on his radar and gets it out of danger, at least for the moment. 7 o'clock kickoff on May 7th against the Villages SC, the Lakeland Tropics arch rivals, team that beat them out for a playoff spot last year. The two teams actually had tied with 30 points in the 14 regular season USL League 2 games, but the Villages last year had a win and a draw against Lakeland. In season 1, the Tropics took a 1-0 decision up in the Villages, and that very memorable home opener, first ever Lakeland Tropics game at Bryant Stadium, over 6,000 people there, and it was a slugfest, 4-3. There's a chance on goal, and it gets Fletcher, but he is able to get it just before it goes over the line. Again, Constant looking for his second of the game. So not only is it the excitement and honor of playing in the U.S. Open Cup, you get to do it against your arch rivals, the Villages, the Buffalo of the Villages. So please tell your friends, tell your neighbors, bring the kids, bring a picnic dinner with you, spread out the blanket on the berm, or bring your lawn chairs. Can ring the field here at Lake Myrtle and have a front row seat and enjoy the excitement of Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup soccer for the first time ever in Polk County. Second time that the Lakeland Tropics have qualified. They also did last year in 2018, but none of us got to really experience the thrill and the excitement of a U.S. Open Cup game, since the Tropics did not have anyone locally to play, locally meaning Florida, Georgia area, so they actually were sent off to Midland, Texas to play a first round game, lost it 3-0. Here's Silva as he tries to get Millen. He'll slow things up a bit and then reverse course over to Ojada, who I'm happy to say is onside. Kesuke Ojada looks to create an opportunity, takes the left-footed shot, and Fletcher goes down to make the save. So the Tropics hoping for certainly a better result in their second U.S. Open Cup appearance. And make sure you keep an eye on the Tropics social media pages, as here's Silva trying to create an opportunity. Silva, there's almost a takedown in the box, and it'll go over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Tropics here. Keep an eye on all the Tropics social media sites. Next week we'll have our Tropics Weekly, of course, which will no doubt focus some on the U.S. Open Cup, but we'll also have a very special Tropics U.S. Open Cup preview show that will feature an interview, I'm sure, with Lakeland Tropics coach Owen Conlon, who will be starting his third season of the Lakeland manager. Another corner here for the Tropics, and that's a little too tall even for Monolaris, but Millen will pick it back up and survey the landscape, and has a nice defensive play there. And that one actually finds its way to the back of the net. How do you like that? I think it might have been Corey Mills who got it. So Corey Mills picks up his third of the season. Got the flag guys out to celebrate that one. And it's 6-0 Tropics as they match their largest margin of victory this season. So Diegues with 3 tonight, and singletons by Millen, Constant, and now Corey Mills. It's 3 in 3 games for Mills now. He was featured on Tropics Weekly, I think it was last week. Always get the up-to-date information and the latest on all the players and goings-on and schedules Just check out Tropics Weekly on the Tropics SC Facebook page, and you'll be in the know. Trying to do some player profiles here early in the season to get fans up to speed with some of the new faces. Guys like Corey Mills. Have to do Leonardo Machado here sometime soon. Cruz gets it to Diego Pantuza, another sub in. Here's a through ball to Constant. Constant tries to beat Fletcher to the ball, but Fletcher does a nice job to cover up. Boy, he's going to need a long hot shower after this one. Silva going to actually see a little action as he comes off his line. Hugo has hardly had to break a sweat tonight, but he beat Bull High to the ball that time. 67th minute now here in Lake Myrtle. We might see George Navarrete in for some of the action here in the second half. Not that there's been a ton of action in the Florida goal, but here's a long boot by Constant, but that is well off the mark. Fans, don't forget, next up for the Tropics is a game right here at Lake Myrtle Sports Complex on Saturday, May 4th. Make sure you know that game has been switched to Saturday, May 4th. It may have appeared on some schedules as a Friday night game, May 3rd, but that will be Saturday, May 4th here at Lake Myrtle. You can get all the information at fltropics.com. Get your tickets for just $5 an adult. Kids 13 and under, of course, are free. And please mark your calendars for Tuesday, May 7th, a historic evening of soccer here in Polk County, the first ever Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup game to come to Polk County, as the Lakeland Tropics will host the Villages SC for a spot in the second round of the U.S. Open Cup. The winner of the Tropics and Villages showdown will play the Tampa Bay Rowdies on May 14th in St. Petersburg. But the first round game here at Lake Myrtle, 7 o'clock kickoff, Tuesday, May 7th. Tickets are selling fast. For more information and how to see How to get your tickets before we're sold out, go to lakelandtropics.com. That's www.lakelandtropics.com. A big night of soccer. May 7th, the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup right here in Auburndale.
Oh, it's in my pocket over here.
Fans, don't forget, the official post-game party of the Tropics on Friday night home games is the Florida Brewery. Fans are invited tonight right after the final whistle on a first-come, first-served basis to their unique location on Gandy Road right here in Auburndale. Come chat with the Tropics players and staff after the game. Follow us on over to Florida Brewery. Well, we're kind of where we've been for a lot of the home games this year. The only real suspense left is whether or not the Tropics can indeed get their sixth, or rather fifth straight shutout. No suspense in the fact that they will indeed go to 5-0 and move into sole possession of first place in the UPSL's Pro Premier Florida Central West Division. Here's a counter attack for Sporting Orlando. Best opportunity they've had all night, and it's offsides. So the goal will not count. So the scoreless streak is intact as the flag was up. And Sporting Orlando finds the back of the net, but it won't count. Offsides or not, that's the first time anyone's found the back of the net for a Tropics opponent here in 2019. But that was a dangerous situation. Orlando had as good a numbers as they've had all night in front of Hugo Silva. Pantuza going to track it down on the far sideline. Cuts it towards the middle of the field. Cruz with a good step up to Boateng. Tries to get it back to Cruz, but Fletcher had that one snipped out. Boateng going to be whistled on the challenge. Coming up in the 75th minute here shortly, 6-0 Tropics. It's the same score they won by here about 10 days ago when St. Petersburg visited. The Aztecs falling on the short end of a 6-0 score sheet that night. So the UPSL Tropics looking to set a franchise record, if you will, just 5 games in for most goals in a game. One more would turn the trick. Constant with it. Machado is going to make it an overlap, but Constant will keep it. Gets it to Ojeda. Ojeda with a shot blocked at the top of the box. Macy plays the ball deep into the Florida zone, and Nick Mesh is able to catch up to that one and send it out of play. Throw in here for Orlando. Once we retrieve the soccer ball, it's always kind of a priority, I do believe. There's Dustin Brower, number 27, with it briefly. So as we said, next week look online for the U.S. Open Cup preview show with Lakeland Tropics manager Owen Conlon. A lot of new faces for the Lakeland Tropics this year, since many of these UPSL Tropics players played for Lakeland over the first couple of seasons, including, of course, Ricardo Diegues and Victor Pereiras, among others. Mike Franca going to check in as a substitute here. And Ramon Constant, who has made his first start of the season here tonight, will rest for the final 13 or 14 minutes. Of course, the Lakeland Tropics don't even actually start their season until May 11th, so the U.S. Open Cup game will be their very first game of the year together. Of course, the Village is in a similar situation, so it's not like they will have any huge experience advantage. Double check their schedule to see if they might have a game before the U.S. Open Cup or not, but the Lakeland Tropics will not. But some of the former Lakeland Tropics players that helped the team get to the U.S. Open Cup will in fact dress that night, guys like Ricardo Diegues and Victor Pereiras. So should be a lot of fun, a lot of excitement here at Lake Myrtle Sports Park. And as we said, keep your eyes at www.lakelandtropics.com, the Lakeland Tropics Facebook page. They will both have lots of U.S. Open Cup information coming up next week, leading up to the game here May 7th. Can't wait for that night. Really hope we get a chance to see you out here and enjoy the evening and root the Tropics onto a win, and the opportunity and the privilege to match skills against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. That'll be the round 2 opponent, as Machado does a good job getting back defensively to deny Orlando a chance there. Mike Franca just checked in, has it? Machado has gone to full 90, and Tuza with it now. He was a second half sub, as was Boateng. So Coach Lucas Teixeira going all the way down the roster tonight. And certainly understandable decision. Is Macy a little mad at himself for that kind of misplay? Was in between a shot and a pass. Kind of turned into neither. Pressure by Silva, but Fletcher will get there in plenty enough time, and that was sent all the way down the field to Etienne. Now top of the box chance by Etienne, and that goes wide. Or actually, Silva was able to scoop it up. 79th minute, Tropics SC 6 and Inter Orlando Academy FC no score. So the Tropics 10 minutes or so away from a 5th consecutive win and a 5th consecutive shutout. You can't ask for a much better start than that. And as we said, kind of the goal almost from the start tonight, make sure there were no
Thank God you know what you're doing.
big injuries or problems in that area from tonight's game, and I don't think we've seen any. A couple of bumps and bruises perhaps, but nothing out of the ordinary. There's Mike Franca with it. He goes one-on-one with one of the Orlando defenders there. That's Brewer. Or Brower, rather. There's a shot and goal! Xavier Silva. Picks up his first of the game and 3rd of the night. And that is a high water mark now on the season for the Tropics, their 7th of the game. Silva with his third of the year now, so he becomes the team's second leading scorer behind Ricardo Dieguez, who now has 8 on the campaign after a 3-goal half in the first 45 minutes. Boateng, who has a couple on the season, gets it over to Eduardo Cruz, who does not have a goal yet. A little give and go and a shot, and there's one by Cruz. So ask and ye shall receive as Eduardo Cruz works a little pretty give and go with Keisuke Ohata, who has 2 goals himself on the year. And it's 8-0 here in the 82nd minute. Corey Mills has 1 tonight. That's his third as well. So Mills and Silva with 3 each now on the season, tied for second in goals. Came fast and furious here tonight. Tropics had come in with a goal differential of a +16 in the first 4 games. And as we said, not having allowed any goals at all yet this season. Certainly a point of pride for the defense. And it looks like Hugo is going to go the full 90 here tonight. Franca has got a little space to operate. He made a nice play to keep that ball alive on that last goal on the near side, using his speed to track it down just before it went over the sideline. Offsides flag is up. Johnny Oliver got ahead of the defense a little bit. Lots to cheer about here tonight at Lake Myrtle, no question about that. Want to see those flags out and being run up and down the sideline after goals here on May 7th, that's for sure. Nicholas Mesh with it. Little dummy ball through to Machado in front. Silva tries the redirect, and he was just offside. So Xavier Silva makes a bid for his second of the night. Would not have counted, however. Just under 6.5 minutes left to play now. All Tropics SC. We'll see you back here on Saturday, May 4th. Of course, ESPN will be here on May 7th to broadcast that U.S. Open Cup game. You'll catch that live at ESPN+. ESPN signing a 4-year deal to broadcast live all the U.S. Open Cup games. An awful lot of fun to get through and showcase the Lakeland Tropics skills against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. That is the opponent that waits the winner here on May 7th, and that would be a particularly meaningful and fun night for one Juan Tejada, Eckerd College star who has played for the Tropics Lakeland USL team each of the past 2 years and was the Lakeland Tropics leading scorer last year. Was signed by the Tampa Bay Rowdies in the offseason and has been